Hey, welcome to Striving Artist. I'm your host, Arlene, and I'm so excited to be interviewing a very talented tattoo artist, also a drummer. We've got Dallas Conte here with us here at Vision Seeker Studios.
Yes, hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here, I should say.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
It's awesome. So, Dallas, I want to talk to you. The theme of the show is, finding that talent as a kid or, growing up and using it to create a career out of it. But before we go into that, can you tell our creative audience who you are, what you do?
My name is Dallas Conte. I'm a tattoo artist, illustrator, and a musician. I play drums in a couple of bands and with different people around the city. Yeah.
That is so cool. She's like the coolest girl ever.
Oh, shut up.
So let's get back. I want people to know your story. You knew that you loved to draw. You liked to illustrate at a young age.
Yeah.
Could you take us through? Maybe. Can you remember the first time where you thought like, "Hey, I'm actually really good at this," or the time where you just like you couldn't stop drawing?
Ever since I could remember, really. I mean, like, I was told I was started around 3. But like every memory I have of drawing is just like an obsessive kind of like. Once you start, it's like you just go down this rabbit hole of like that was like my childhood pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
So was it almost like you saw like a blank space, you had to fill it kind of thing, or was it just like you just loved it so much?
Yeah, sort of like I had to, once you start, it's like you're in this now. It's like. That's kind of how I saw it when I was a kid, at least. It wasn't just like a normal pastime. It was like, I guess, an outlet for all the stuff that goes on in the kids' head.
Nice. Awesome. And most people, like, when they find that as a child, like, certain things happen, like, they go to school, they take different subjects, and then they think, like, oh, that's just a hobby. But for you, your story is so different, is that you decided that you wanted to build a career out of it. Talk to us about that.
Well, I guess when I was younger, it wasn't so much. I wasn't really thinking about like supporting myself with it, or
right.
I wanted to just be able to keep doing what I was doing, because that was like half my identity to myself. Pretty much, is just like being able to create stuff. And so, I guess it was only when I was older that I kind of realized that I can do this, like and support myself with it and live off of this. But.
Right.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was more just anything to allow me to keep doing this and maintaining that lifestyle, I guess, of just making stuff.
That's cool. So I know that when you were 15, you were actually looking for tattoo shops at 15. That's incredible. What inspired you to do that? Like, you probably came across obstacles like shops probably not giving you the chance. Like, talk to us about that process.
Yeah. Well, I guess it sounds lame to say after the fact, but it was my mom. Or not. It was not lame. She encouraged me to, like, I kind of expressed interest in like, oh, tattoos are cool, and I think I'd like to do that in the future.
Right.
She's like, oh, let's go right now. Let's go to the tattoo shops and like get your portfolio ready. We're going, and like she kind of encouraged me a lot because I was always like a really shy kid, and I would never talk to anyone for any reason, even if like they would help me.
Right.
So she was just like, no, just talk to everyone, just like do all this stuff, and
wow.
Yeah, it's terrifying, but you have to do that if you're gonna be, going anywhere with what you do.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure there's a lot of creative artists out there, myself included. We're shy people.
Totally.
But like we just want our art to be out there, whether it's through tattoos or art or music.
Yeah.
Do you think that as an artist, like, do you think it's your love for what you do that kept you going to search for somebody to give you a chance, or was it like, did you feel an obligation?
I feel like anyone who's an artist kind of has this restlessness in themselves that has nothing to do with the outside world, and so whether you succeed or fail in what you're trying to do, there's still that restlessness. Like even now, like I have a career in this stuff, but I'm still restless all the time.
Yeah.
Just like, so you're always kind of like I said, like whether or not you're successful or you fail, it's like you're still just gonna keep looking for opportunities and just wanting, even if you're bogged down, after I started learning and after I kind of got more comfortable and I was starting to be able to tattoo things that I wanted to tattoo, I started realizing that the types of illustrations that I would do on my own or my own personal time that I love doing so much, there are people out there who are open to getting that kind of stuff on them. So that was kind of inspiring in a way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that you had this tremendous support, but like, is there anything that you could maybe touch on that? Like,
I guess you'd have to be super tough and resilient and strong in yourself. Like my mom like encouraged me to go and talk to these people, but if you don't have that, like just you have to just go out there and just like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really come from a tough place, but resilience, I guess, is the most important thing.
That's so cool. It's great. Like the way I see tattoos is like it's a tough world. Yeah, just based on like my upbringing. It's beautiful, all the artwork, and then playing drums too is like really cool.
Yeah, it's perceived as like a tough guys kind of thing.
But now, obviously, the times are changing. Like, there's a lot more female artists that do tattoo work, and like a lot more female artists do play drums, or like are, front women, I should say. In terms of like your music and tattoo artists, is there similarity in terms of finding work?
I'd say, in terms of tattoo work, since I started tattooing, I've noticed way more women actually tattooing than men.
Yeah.
Which I know hasn't been the norm traditionally.
Right.
But I think, I don't know, the industry has changed to a point where it's more about the art and less about the culture and like the roughness, like the association with the biker gangs and stuff. That's all like traditionally true. It still is in some places, but culturally, more people are getting tattoos and it's more becoming just part of our culture. So I just see tons of women rocking it all the time.
Cool.
Which it might not be true everywhere, but here, I think that's true.
Nice. Is there someone, I know your mom is a big influence. In terms of outside of family, was there anybody in your past that really inspired you to continue to illustrate?
Well, I went to an arts high school, and we had the head of the art department. He came into the school and he created this whole like visual arts program, and he totally knew all the kids individually and knew everything about each of them, and he just totally was, Mr. Wildman was his name.
Okay.
And he was just very like encouraging and just like, he would see something that I was doing or that someone else was doing, just like be able to pinpoint like, just positivity and all that stuff. So he was an influence. A lot of teachers, a lot of peers. It's hard to pinpoint like specific people, but just collectively, a lot of my peers are really cool and had a lot of cool teachers.
Nice, cool. It really sounds like you've got this incredible journey into your success and career. Like a lot of people were positive and like very supportive. But we'll be having some fun in the next segment. Gonna learn a little bit more about Dallas and what she does, and maybe might give me a tattoo or something. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.